Hello again, welcome to another edition of the Real Ale Guide. We have another special beer from St Austell. Cracking brewery, St Austell. Really like their range of beers. Proper black, proper job. Admiral's Ale, which is just smashing. Tribute, which is good. And this is Hicks Special Draught HSD. Legendary Cornish Ale. Now this has been named after the brewer, the brewer who owned it, Walter Hicks. There's his signature there and there's a picture of him. And he started up St Austell Brewery in 1851. So without further ado, let's get it open. Get it into the nice St Austell glass here. Now it is bottle conditioned, so this is an ideal glass to use for reviewing, because you can, well, you've got about half the bottle left there, see? And you can check out what all the bits and pieces taste like afterward. But what are we getting? Okay, it's one finger, off-white, foamy head again. It's like a bronze copper colour, almost chestnutty. Looks lovely. There's some nice natural carbonation coming from the beer. There you go, you should be able to see it there fizzing away. There. So there's yeast in the bottom of the bottle it causes natural carbonation over time. You can age the bottle for probably about a year. Being 5%, you can probably age it for a year. So let's get the nose. Oh, and it smells like St Austell. It smells like their beers. You can almost taste the quality in the water, the spring water being used. It's lovely, lovely. Hint of toffee, hint of citrus. So without further ado, let's get in. Cheers everyone. Oh wow. Oh, that is lovely. That is a really, really nice drink. You got that classic British English sweet malt taste that goes on with this beer. Bittersweet. Classic British bittersweet taste you get with a beer. You got the sweet malt and the bitter in from the hops, which just comes together, and it's just a marriage made in heaven. Let's see if we can break down some of the flavours for you. So you get a bit of, there must be a little bit of probably Maris Otter. And you got the nice malty, sweet malt in there. And then it's not an American citrus. It's not an American citrus. It's a classic British hop, which is just giving it a nice level of bittering. There's hints of lemon, hints of lime. Only small though, really, really small. And again, it's just fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Because it's bottle conditioned, I had the range a good few months ago now, but I've wanted to keep one back. I've purposely kept one back to age for a while. A lot of you may be thinking, hang on a minute, you haven't done, there's probably 2 beers from St Austell you haven't done. But again, this one I've wanted to age, so we've done that. It'd be interesting to see how it would have. If I had 2 bottles, I probably would have done a fresh one and one that's been aged for perhaps like you say, a year. But this is, wow, this is something else. As a reviewer, you've got so many different ranges of beer. You've got black IPAs, American IPAs, British IPAs, classic best bitters, classic bottle conditioned ales. The range is just absolutely huge. From Belgium Saaz beers to Belgium Trappist beers. It just goes on and on and on. So as a reviewer, what I like to do is go back over the beers in my mind which I've tasted, which are quite similar to this. So I call this like a classic bottle conditioned ale, British ale. And I think, how does this compare with some of the other ones that I've reviewed? And that's how I rate it. I don't rate it, right, I'm going to rate this against a black IPA, or I'm going to rate it against that wonderful Dark Island Reserve. Because it's a different style of beer. I try and put it in like a sort of a strong ale class, a bottle conditioned strong ale. It's just bordering strong ale at 5%. Anyway, let's get some more. Loving the hint of toffee. Loving the hint of toffee in this. Really, really nice beer. Really nice. Right, let's give you a little bit of info on the beer. First of all, the website is www.austellbrewery.co.uk. A legendary Cornish ale. Hicks Special Draught is named after the brewery's illustrious founder, Walter Hicks. Full-bodied, strong and distinctly Cornish. It's gained something of a cult following over the years. I bet it has. I bet it has. Brimming with a kaleidoscope of flavours, it's a beer worthy of carrying the great man's name. And there we are, yeah, natural Cornish spring water. Now I mentioned that in the nose actually, I seem to be able to get it in the nose. It just smells crisp and clean, and it's the most important part of the beer for me. Well, obviously not the most important part, but water is such a key ingredient to the beer because it probably makes up 80-90% of the whole beer. It must do. It's a liquid drink. So the water they use, the spring water, really does make a difference. We got Maris Otter Pearl ale malts, crystal and roasted malts, first gold, that's what I was looking for. Fuggles, there's so many different hops. There's Goldings and our own brewer's yeast. Now, I was getting the classic British hops. So you got your Goldings, your Fuggles, your first golds. If you're an experienced drinker, if you try different beers, you're going to know what this beer kind of tastes like just with the hops used. So the colour is a dark ruby. The aroma is strong raisin and toffee. Yes, definitely got the toffee. The taste is full, dried fruit and bitter hops, Maris Otter crystal roast, and yeah, so it's 3 out of 5 bitter, 3 out of 5 sweet. So it's completely balanced. Let's see what this beer looks like with some of the yeast poured in. Yep, there you go. There you go, you can just see it there. The conditioning, it's just stayed in the bottom of the bottle. So this glass, this again is quite clean. It is quite clean. There's hardly any conditioning in the bottom of this. There's perhaps little bits and pieces floating around. But I've said it before and I'll say it again, I actually like it in the beer. I actually think it gives it that little bit of extra edge which we're just used to drinking this type of beer. I just like it. Some people don't, some people do. Anyway, Let's see what this second glass of beer tastes like with the yeast added. And it just gives a little bit, more of a, tiny bit more of a chalky taste, which is not bad at all. It's absolutely fine. Time for a rating. What do I give Hicks Special Draught, St Austell's HSD? I like it. I like it. And I'm going to rate this in probably the same way as I would, or put it in the same class, should I say, as a strong ale. A bottle conditioned strong ale. So for that, the way it's been blended, I'm going to give this a solid 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. It's lovely, really nice beer. Check it out. Check out St Austell at St Austell Brewery. www.staustellbrewery.co.uk. 8 out of 10 for the HSD. You can check out me at Real Ale Guide at googlemail.com. Facebook is facebook.com/Real Ale Craft Beer. And Twitter is twitter.com/Real Ale Today. But thanks for watching. I love your comments. Subscribe if you like, and cheers.